Piss on me.
I got a box. Let's talk about the box. It's a very nice box. I like it when things come in a box because boxes are badass, right? What's in the box? Look at that shock mount. Look at that. Look how nice that is. Oh, it's heavy. Did you hear me set that down? Thing's a tank. I need like stripper music. The Roswell Colares. Let's talk about what has probably become my favorite dedicated Volkl mic ever. It's not the RE20 that I'm talking into, which is awesome for like broadcaster voice. So while I was at the NAMM show, I met Matt McGlynn of Roswell Pro Audio. If you're not familiar with Matt McGlynn, you might be familiar with his website, recordinghacks.com. If you're doing any kind of recording and you're not familiar with that website, links down in the description, you need to check it out. He does lots of cool DIY stuff on that website with microphones. Reader's Digest version, he decided he wanted to start building microphones. And so he started building these like ridiculously sweet microphones. So what is the Colares? It's kind of built as a dedicated Volkl mic, and that's all I've used it for so far. Now that being said, I would imagine this would be fantastic on like acoustic guitars. If you had a pair of them, overheads would probably be fantastic too. But really, as far as layout goes, it's pretty simple. I don't know if you can see that on there, but it's got a pad switch on the side, and on the other side, it has a 3-way filter switch. When we ran it just like this. Ran it flat, didn't have the pad engaged, and it worked really nice. For me, one of the key things with a Volkl microphone is I want a Volkl microphone that isn't going to color the sound a ton. If you go out online and look, you can generally find, there you go, a curve. Kind of want to see it relatively flat, but if I can get a nice, pristine, clean Volkl microphone that keeps things relatively flat, it gives me so much freedom afterwards. And really, I don't have to do a whole lot, which is one thing I really loved about this. Once we tracked with it, I didn't have to do a lot at all. The tone that came off of this by itself was fantastic. So the design inspiration for this microphone came from the Telefunken Elam 251, which, if you're wondering, is about a $10,000 microphone. This is not a $10,000 microphone. This is about $1,250 street. Here's the thing, if you want a dedicated Volkl mic, I mean, I got a bunch of Volkl mics, and this honestly would probably be the last one you would buy. I mean, this is a $10,000 mic in a $1,200 package. Another thing to mention is how sensitive this mic is. It really didn't take a lot of gas from the preamp, and I ran this through an Avalon VT-737sp, and all I did going in is just run a little bit of compression. I didn't EQ or anything. Let's take a listen to it. All right, I'm gonna play back some of the Volkl takes using this fantastic microphone, and let's talk a little bit about what I did. So I'm a little hesitant to play back any of this without effects on it, because it seems like when people do mic reviews and they clean all the effects off, people listen and they say, oh, the mic sounds terrible and it really sounds awful. You had to dress it with effects. And that's just not the case. Mics sound a certain way, and then you add effects to enhance that if you have a good mic. This particular song, there's a lot of layers, so you have a ton of compression. You've got some panning going on. Just all kinds of things to try to glue it all together. I want you to hear some of the tone just clean off the mics. Now, of course, I know none of you fine folks would ever say that to me, because you fine folks know what you're talking about when you're listening to microphones. So I'm absolutely not concerned about you guys, because we're friends at this point. We're homies. I could ask you for money at this point, I think. Let's, we'll just start with one line.
Yeah, hey, I wanna travel south this year.
And then here's the harmony on top of it.
Yeah, hey, I wanna travel south this year.
Everything just sits in there really nice.
I won't prevent safe passage here.
The only thing that's on here right now, if you can see the rest of the effects here, bypassed. But the only thing I have going on here is the Volkl Rider, the Waves Volkl Rider, which is a fantastic plugin. If you've never used it, it can make life a lot easier. I'm fortunate that Clint, the singer that did this, is very consistent, so I don't have a ton to do. The Volkl Rider, I should do a review on the Volkl Rider. It's an old plug-in. You can just kind of set a range, tell it where you want it to be, and it'll keep it there. If we shut that off.
Yeah, hey, I want to travel south this year.
It just gives me the ability to pop it in there and keep it where I want it without having to use like a hard limiter or more compression. Like I like compression until you can hear compression, unless that's actually what you're going for. So once I start hearing things compress, it makes me kind of squirrely. Let's listen to this now with all the effects on. We got a couple verbs, some EQ, and some compression going on here.
Yeah, hey, I want to travel south this year.
And then in the mix.
Yeah, hey, I want to travel south this year. I won't prevent safe passage here.
Now let's get to the big layers.
Why you act crazy, not an act maybe so close, a lady shifty and shady.
I don't have a whole ton going on here at all, really. I have a vocal strip that has like a doubler effect going on. I've got just a little bit of EQ. I ran the Volkl Rider on the bus this time since I was putting them all together, and I had them pretty well balanced. You can see by the waveforms that it's pretty predictable all the way through. So throwing that Volkl Rider on there on the bus was really all I needed. And then some compression if I didn't say that already. So let's click off the effects. And now there's nothing on. See, I have nothing on the individual tracks.
Why you act crazy, not an act maybe so.
Let's solo some of these out.
Why you act crazy, not an act maybe so close, a lady shifty and shady. Why you act crazy, not an act.
Let's bring the mix back in. Okay, this is the big I Stay Away at the end. So if I remember right, we doubled this on the bottom track, and then he breaks off into a harmony. Let's shut these effects off here.
I stay away. I stay away. I stay away. I stay away.
So I legit love this mic. This was so easy to work with. The build quality is fantastic. These are hand-built mics. I feel like I'm gushing. Am I gushing? I'll tell you what, if the price point on this microphone is too high, take a minute and go out to RoswellProAudio.com and take a look at their other offerings. They have a mini K47 out there that we got to play with a little bit at the NAMM show. Also fantastic. So go out to RoswellProAudio.com, go out to RecordingHacks.com, go out to GearZombie.com, hit like, hit subscribe. I got a link down there for the full version of I Stay Away. That's on iTunes, Spotify, Apple Music, Google Music, and a bunch of music things I've never heard of. Go check it out. Until next time, Gear Zombie.